Hi, everybody. This is your girl Nika of Shackles Off TV. Just wanted to have a conversation. I was looking at a YouTuber, and her title was Horrors of Hollywood. And the first one was about all the people who are seemingly in some type of secret society that we shall not mention, but you know what everybody says. And she had some really good commentary and showing different footage. I don't have time to make a video like that just right now. I may, but I wanted to talk about would you rather be rich or famous? I mean, we've grown up. I've been in this world, less than 5 decades, and remember growing up, people used to call me Miss TV. And I would, look up to a lot of people that I didn't know, that I just saw on a TV screen, saw on a movie screen. And I was like, I want to be like them one day. And I'm sure I'm not alone, because we just had television and movies then. We didn't, and VHS tapes and things of that nature. But we didn't have influencers and YouTube and all these things. And I noticed as you get older, especially once you get past the age of 25, you see the world in a different lens because your prefrontal cortex is fully developed. And so your decision making skills, you're not as emotional of a decision maker as or impulsive as before. And I just remember, I went to performing arts school, so I sing and act and dance my way to, thinking that I wanted to, be, in tail into this Hollywood lifestyle. And I realized it's really just all a horse and pony show. I know a lot of people in the industry, and of a lot of people, I'm not super close to all of them, but I do know quite a bit of people, and they just everybody just regular people. I don't look at them as better than me because they have more fame or more money than me. I actually respect people who have quiet money better because they're not living in a glass box, glass house rather. But where everybody can see they're so enthralled into their business. And I remember just growing up, um, the people that I looked up to in Hollywood were, of course, Bill Cosby, Felicia Rashad, anybody on Different World, of course, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. I wasn't a super big Prince fan, but I think he was a great artist. I liked his music. I'm trying to remember. Of course, In Vogue, that was my era. I was not necessarily, all into, I like the music of like Bad Boy and stuff like that, but I wasn't like super into the artists. I like a few artists like Carl Thomas. That was more my vibe. I was more of an NDRE, Jill Scott type person. Not necessarily, but I was never like super. I was always like, oh, I would love to, see that lifestyle. When I got older, as I got older, I started like, it's a lot of talented people. I started realizing, I went to school with tons of people that's very talented. I consider myself, very talented. And what I noticed over the years is often that the most talented people aren't the ones that are put in front of us. There are a lot of very talented people. Like we can't take anything away from Michael Jackson. We can't take anything away from Beyonce or Patti LaBelle. But we don't know what they had to do to get there. And a lot of people, it makes me think, right? So think about it. Most of the time when we get into a celebrity or a celebrity gets into business, and this just wasn't going on in the 90s or the 80s, it was also going on in the 60s, the 70s, where a lot of people get hooked to young people. It was like, to me, it seems like there's a formula. The younger you are, the more you have a chance of, carrying a generation on your shoulders. If we were say, like I was born in the 70s, late 70s, well, who carried my generation? I can't remember the people from the 70s. Of course, I know who they were because my parents, graduated high school in the 1970. Mom graduated in 1970. So I know the people from the Motown era just because we used to listen to our parents' music all the time. So I would say who would carry the music. And when we think about music, we think about Um, Baby love, my baby love, I need you. Oh, how I need you. And Temptations, and I that was some good music. And in that era, if you go back to look at that generation, well, that generation was coming out of the civil rights movement. They needed a Marvin Gaye. They needed the Supremes. They needed people who were just beautiful and representing like black excellence. They were just, they made us proud. They made us proud as a people and kept us together and pushed us into the people that we are today. Don't know if we're going backwards or not. But then I look at my generation and what carried us when, I am not going to lie. When I hear certain music, I'm going to be like, honestly, when I was in college, 95 South and the boys 69, you scrub the ground, I'm still want to scrub the ground. My knees may not want me to scrub the ground. I can still get on there. But I'm just being real blunt. Whoop, there it is, and all these, R. Kelly. Let's keep it real. That was my generation. And then we hear, I'm bad. The songs, we change into different people when we hear these songs. We looked up to these people, even with, to the point where I like reading comments when I go on social media. We will protect these people at all costs. And we don't know who they are, really, behind closed doors. We don't know what sacrifices they made. And we don't even know if they're really happy. Because what I noticed, a lot of people in Hollywood are really good at putting on a show. Like Michael Jackson, he has a song, if I'm not mistaken, Sending the Clowns. You know what I'm saying? The Man in the Mirror. And so these songs, they make us think, they resonate with us. But there's also, when you look back, and I look back on those people that I looked up to, a lot of them are still not, they're not here. A lot of them died early. Think about Michael Jackson. I don't know if he even lived to be 55. I think he died at like 52. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. His early 50s. Whitney Houston, I don't think she lived past 52, 54, 55. Prince, and I'm close to their age. I'm not in my 50s yet. But I'm just saying, but I'm content with my life. I've lived a great life. I don't have their fame and I don't have their money, but I'm happy and I'm content. If I die tomorrow, I'll be okay. Not that I want to die. But looking at this lens, at this point in the timeline I'm in, and I'm not even halfway through the timeline, I'm looking at myself when I was 16, 15. Well, I want to be famous. I want to be in a singing group. I want to be like them. I want everybody to know my name. There is a sacrifice and a cost of fame. And part of that cost, and that's not necessarily mean you killing people. Part of that cost is you're sacrificing yourself to please other people. Because the more people who love you or love the image that you project, you have to find a way to keep up the image. And it seems like towards the end, especially when we talk about people like Whitney Houston, it's like, was the real her? We really didn't know who she was. The lady that we were presented to in the 80s and the 90s was not the same person that we were presented to in the 2000s. Same thing with Michael Jackson. We don't know what these people went through, what demons they fought, what battles they faced. What I do know is, just being observant, I don't think I want to know. I really don't. We've heard rumors, there's some rumors circulating around about Puffy, and I did a video about that. And, I had been hearing things for years. We had been hearing things about Whitney Houston for years before all this stuff with her having a drug addiction and all those things, before the movies came out, before she passed. We had been hearing these things, but we protected her at all costs. And I'm not telling you that we should be crucifying people. And I'm not just talking about just bringing up the black folks, because we can talk about Elvis. We can talk about Janis Joplin, but they weren't my era. And they weren't my job. I didn't protect them at all costs. They weren't people that I was super concerned about because that wasn't my generation. But I'm just looking at these celebrities. I'm like, I don't want to be you. I'm not jealous, but I don't envy somebody living in a glass house. Having to be, you can't even really speak your mind. I was one of the clips, and I've seen this clip multiple times. There's a clip out there, and you could Google it, of Kelly Clarkson on the Kelly Clarkson show. She interviewed Kevin Hart, and she was talking about how weird people in the industry, they coming up to her offering her all types of money to do weird things, and she said she turned it down. And Kevin does like this, here, shushing her, like this is a secret that you don't say. And a lot of people, like Michael Jackson told us, they said Tony Mottola is the devil. Prince was trying to tell us. Whitney Houston might have been trying. A lot of people have been warning us. They can't say it directly, and some of them have. Y'all, there is a book, and I want to say her name is Bryce Taylor. If you look on Amazon, it's called "Thanks for the Memories," and you'll be shocked the stuff in that book. I don't think everybody needs to read it. If you're triggered, you're a person who may have experienced some type of sexual abuse in your life, I don't think you should read that book. But I think there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Hollywood. I think there's a lot of weird stuff, not only with children. I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Sound of Freedom. And it wasn't about Hollywood per se. It was about child, trafficking, which is a big problem globally. That movie is powerful. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I want to say it's on the Angel Network. I actually contribute money to the organization to stop child trafficking every month. That is something that I'm very passionate about. But I see a lot of little kids, parents pushing kids to be movie stars and celebrities. Even now, social media is big and influencers. But we really have to be conscious of how do these people, just because these people got millions and millions of views, doesn't mean they didn't do certain things to get it. A lot of things could be artificial. Some of these people could buy views. If you have enough money behind you, you can get what you want. They can pay millions of people to be like, okay, we're going to give you $100. I need you to subscribe. You know what I mean? So we really have to look behind the surface of things and really question whether or not we worship celebrities. I don't worship celebrities. I worship the Creator, the Almighty. We really have to be conscious of the people that we look up to and we patronize. What did they do to get there? Some of them, it might be a few of them that really got there and they popped through because they were so talented. But once you get to a certain level, people come after you because they know you have influence. Money is going to be thrown at you to do certain things. People are going to invite you into certain parties. You don't know what they're slipping into your drinks. Why did Hugh Hefner have so many people at his mansion parties? If y'all watch the documentary, a lot of stuff unfolded about him that we had already speculated. And so if that was going on with him, what was going on with the other people that were there? I'm going to drop mic right there. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Take the shackles off your mind and learn something new. Have a great day.